I mean, just unbelievable defensive performance, and especially on the night where the offense didn't give you that much support. I mean, how do you sum up the night?
I'm happy we won. I mean, I'm super excited. That's a big win for the program. I mean, those guys, they deserve it. They couldn't run the ball. They knew they couldn't run the ball. They had a couple guys get injured. I think LJ Scott hurt his ankle early in the game. They knew they couldn't run up inside. They were going to try and run around us, and they couldn't really do that. They hit us on a couple fly sweeps. A little disappointed in our tackling. I mean, we ran to the ball hard, but we missed a few tackles, more than we did last week. And then I think they made a few first downs that were really long distance that we should have got off the field. Got to make plays in coverage. A long touchdown, we hit the quarterback as he's throwing it. That's a play we got to make in coverage, and that comes with experience. The DB didn't look for the ball. We work on that every day in practice. But Langston made some other great plays during the game. So I mean, it's never won or lost on one play. I mean, I think the biggest play in the game might have been the block punt. I mean, that changed the direction of the field. We needed to play, and they made it. I mean, we had a fumble. We didn't recover it. But it backed them up and gave them a really 3rd and long, thank God, because I think they ended up 4-12 or something like that. I mean, that's okay. It's 30%. We made a lot of assignment mistakes. It's probably the most disappointing part. There was a lot of guys that weren't in the right spot, but they played their tails off. And when you play hard, you can make up for some of those mistakes by playing hard. So that was the difference between winning and losing, and we won.
The back-to-back sacks in the 4th quarter, is that something you saw?
You know, when I knew they couldn't run the ball, they were having a hard time protecting. I mean, they were having a hard time. Rennell Wren did a phenomenal job. He was getting pressure on his own, and we had a couple calls where he was dropping that I eliminated because he was getting some of our pressure up in his face. They were having a hard time protecting him, so I told the guys in secondary, hey, we're going to either win or lose with you guys making plays, because we're going to go after him. We ain't going way back and let them move the ball. So they did. We got to them. Thank goodness.
Danny, even early in camp, you said you weren't sure how these guys were going to respond to what you were preaching, how quickly they were going to get it. How close are you now to hair on fire defense?
You know, we're still getting closer. We still got, and I know I sound like a freaking yah because we won. But they had 377 yards. They couldn't run the ball. They shouldn't be able to throw for that many. So we can still get better. But they're playing hard. They are playing hard. They're running the ball. They are being physical. The ball was on the ground a couple times because of it. We make a nice play, get a turnover in the end zone down there. And oddly enough, we blew assignment on that. The guy they threw it to, we didn't cover. But they did a nice job with the pressure we got into his face, and our free safety did a really nice job and got his hands on the ball, and then we ended up catching it, and that might have been the difference in the game. They don't score, they walk away with no points.
What does it say about this group? I mean, Herm has said, you know, he's going to take some chances on 4th down. He does in the first half, and you guys are able to, you know, get that turnover. And
you know, I think it's kind of becoming the attitude of our program. I mean, we're here to win. We're going to play to win, and there's going to be people out there that second guess those calls. And that's okay. They can second guess that stuff. I mean, we have a game plan meeting during the week. We have a game plan meeting on Saturday morning. Everybody's on the same page. He talks to me. Now he's the head coach. He makes the decision. But he lets me give him my opinion. And on that 4th and 1, I think I talked him into going. So blame that one on me in the newspapers because I wanted to win. I think we take chances, and we can find out right then and there whether we're going to be able to execute those kind of plays or not. And then later on in the game, we had an idea of if we're going to go for 4th and 1, how to go for it. Offense did a great job. I mean, that last drive was unbelievable. They take the ball down there, they get a couple first downs. We hadn't been able to run the ball all night, and they run it for 2 first downs at the very end. Awesome. The guys were smart. I mean, I think I said last week, you make your most improvements between week 1 and 2, and look how we made a lot of smart plays tonight. We're running to the sideline. The game's almost over. We're staying in bounds on offense. Those guys are running to the ball on defense. We know the down and distance. We know the chains. We're not giving up big plays. And I told them we weren't going to play. I mean, if we went back out there, hey, there might be people mad, but we weren't going to play prevent. We were coming after him and see if he can beat us.
Did Michigan State show wrinkles they haven't seen on film?
A couple. I think, you know, when you get somebody hurt, that changes your game plan. I mean, LJ Scott's a really good player. They tried to run the ball up the middle early and couldn't. You know, they've got an unbelievable coaching staff. Coach D'Antonio, who I have admired for a long time. I mean, I'm speechless. We're trying to build our program off of they have a culture that's already been created and established, and we're trying to implement that. And that was a big win tonight. I mean, it's a huge step towards that.
How big was this challenge for you coming in this season to implement a brand new system? Lost some key personnel. You knew what the secondary struggles have been in the last few years.
Yeah, you know, I think we've got good players here. I mean, I keep telling this all the time. What we do schematically is not magic. The only thing that happens out there magic is them. They make plays. They're good players, and if they continue to play hard and play like their hair's on fire, good things will continue to happen. I mean, it's still early in this season. We've only won 2 games. We haven't done anything unbelievable yet. I mean, I don't think anybody in that locker room was surprised that we won. I mean, they expected to win, and they played like it. It showed a lot of resilience. We get down 13-3, and nobody changed course. I think the Heat played a big thing in tonight. I mean, shoot, it's 94 degrees. It's midnight. I think those guys struggled with it, and I think a big turning point mentally with our guys was when Coach Antonio called that timeout, or whoever the women's called that timeout with about 30 seconds to go in the half, to buy them some more time to rest a little bit. I mean, that was a big. I mean, our guys, it wasn't affecting us. We weren't tired. We weren't worried about it. I mean, we practiced in it every day.
More nice things are going to be said about these guys this week.
I know, I hate it. I know. I'm going to have to tell them all over again. They're not that good. They deserve the credit they get, but we've still got a long way to go to be as good and dominant as we want to be. I mean, we've got an opportunity to be pretty special, and if they keep working hard, and like I said, Tuesday and Wednesday, they worked hard. Thursday, we didn't practice very well because we're still learning how to practice with that kind of tempo. But write nice things about them so I can tell them that they're a bunch of lies.
How quickly do you start to think about next week?
Obviously, it's right now, same thing. I mean, yeah, they're. I mean, I was looking for their scoreboard. Coaches aren't supposed to do that, but I saw they won 28-14. Some people are going to think that's a escape win. Sacramento State's really good on offense. We went to their camp this summer, and they've got some good personnel. It's a good football team. So we got a big challenge ahead of us because they're going to run the ball, and the disadvantage that we have now is we've already showed our scheme against what they do. So
no wrinkles for your.
Oh, we'll have to come up with a whole. We might just scrap this game plan and start all over. So we'll see.